They are rage, brutal, without mercy. But you will be worse. Rip and tear, until it is done.
Ever since beating the game with an Omega Sawblade, I wanted to go ahead and try out something else. I thought to myself, because I hate the shotgun guys so much, I wanted to do a shotgun-only run in Noita. Although, in all honesty, I did try it out and it wasn't that interesting. I wanted to make this run pretty damn epic. In fact, I wanted to crank it up a notch, and I thought to myself, how cool would it be if we beat the game as the Doom guy? So I spent the past couple of days working on this mod to create the Doom guy, but also the weapons that he uses in Doom Eternal. I did actually think about doing this a long while ago, but I never committed to it, and I wanted to start off the year good and give something back to you guys. I've got a lot of plans for this mod, so if you want to keep up to date, make sure to subscribe. But without further ado, let's check out the mod. A helmet, forged by the wretch himself. A cape and robe, doused in unholy magic. This right here is my fusion between Doom and Noita. Now let's have a look at the super shotgun. I wanted to make this as awesome as possible. With the red mist and the sheer force of each bullet, I made a truly overpowered weapon. With this shotgun, you can easily rip and tear through the front lines, and yeah, just look at the amount of blood we've created with this. It is absolutely amazing. So you can see here, the stats are pretty cool. I actually put 666 max mana, and the spells we have are heavy shot, speed up, triple spell with 3 triplicate bolts. And you can see the damage here is pretty high, especially at close range, just how a shotgun would work, but from a distance it is of course less effective. This is definitely good for early game, but for late game, it starts to fail a bit against some of the higher level enemies. Next up, of course, is the chainsaw. This would not be a Doom mod without the trusty chainsaw. And I had so much fun just ripping through everyone with this. I mean, it works just the same as any chainsaw wand would work. However, it's just the look and feel of this that really gives off that extra epicness of being the Doom Slayer. I do think I went a bit overboard because this is obviously very OP against all kinds of enemies and including the bosses as well. But what doesn't beat ripping your enemies apart with a chainsaw? The stats are very similar to the SSG, and the spells that come with it are triple spell with 3 chainsaws. This really wouldn't be a Doom mod without the epic rocket launcher, and yeah, modelled from Doom Eternal. I tried to put a little skull on it. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about it, but I like it. I like it, and it's really good, really effective against robots, and that's what I pretty much use it against. However, surprisingly enough, it's probably the weakest weapon so far. So yeah, it's a pretty basic rocket launcher, doesn't do a hell load of damage, but it is pretty good against robots. Originally I did actually have the magic missile as an always cast, but as you'll see here, you can actually switch this out for much larger magic missiles, and I think that's a much better way to go about it, especially if you guys want to just upgrade and use something a little bit stronger later on. So straight out of the box, it's got some pretty decent stats, just like all the other weapons, and it does come with a speed up, some damage plus, explosive projectile, and of course the magic missile. Okay, so that is the super shotgun, chainsaw, and also the rocket launcher in a nutshell. But Wizard, what about the thing in the thumbnail, the secret thing? Alright, hold your nuts, nerds. This is going to be a big one, quite literally. So, just to give you a quick explanation, when I was building this, originally I just wanted this to be a Doomslayer run, and that's what it was going to be, until I realized I was actually making a mod here, and this is something that we can all have fun with. Now, this would definitely not be a Doom mod without, of course, the BFG. Look at the size of this thing. Yeah, I went all out with this. I didn't want to give you guys a small version of this weapon. No, this had to be big, and by big I mean like 3 times the size of the player, maybe even just a bit more. Now if you thought the previous weapons were OP, this baby really kicks ass. Just look at the amount of damage we're doing on these test dummies, and look at the destruction we're doing to this environment right now. And don't even get me started on putting 2 glass cannons on as well as living on the edge. Holy crap. It froze my PC so many times trying to do this, but it was well worth it. You can see that we are just annihilating everything. And of course, this is Noita. At this point, we've seen this stuff before. But the fact that it's coming out of this, there's just something about it, man. The base stats are pretty OP, with the max mana being 6,666 with 20 slots of capacity. The spells are as follows. We've got Magic Bolt with a trigger, we've got Homing, we've got Electric Arc, Heavy Shot, Damage Field, Increased Lifetime, Lightning Thrower, Octuple Spell with 8 Giga Death Crosses. I don't think this mod is perfect. I'm not a modder. And honestly, I probably had the most amount of fun making this. I got so carried away with it. It was going to be something small, but then I thought, well, we might as well go further, because why not? You can go and download the first draft of this in the description below. It's very easy. All you've got to do is find your Noita files and literally drop this into your mods folder. And before you go ahead and click off, I just want to ask you guys out there, if there's anything in this mod that you want to see changed, anything you would like to recommend, go ahead. The comment section is down there below, and I am listening, trust me. And by all means, take this away. If you want to make the classic Doomslayer skin, go ahead and do that. If you want to edit some of these skins for the other weapons, go ahead and do that. You think that you can make a much better BFG than me? You probably can, so go ahead. And like I said earlier, I do have a roadmap, at least a roadmap in my head, about where I want to take this. And just to give you guys a little hint, I'm definitely looking at enemies next. So go ahead, subscribe for more updates on this mod, or if you want to see some other Noita content here and there, and potentially some other games. But anyway guys, that's all I've got today. Make sure you try out this mod, and have a lovely, lovely new year. Goodbye.